Welcome back, everyone, to the Irish Furian. I am the Irish Furian. So, um, I made a big realization recently, and I want to share it with all of you. And some of you would think I'm kooky, and some of you might understand it. But I'm coming at it from two positions and two places. One is further as I went into Christianity, and I understood the position and the nature of who we are in relation to our Creator, and where we are, and the time of where we are. I believe we're in Satan's little season, which is on the timeline of Revelation, is after the millennial reign. In Satan's little season, it's a time where Satan has been released from the pit to go forth and deceive the nations, which I believe is what's happening currently, and has been happening for a while now. So all systems, I believe, are owned by the beast system. If you look at the side of a police car, it's 1-800-666-111. If you look at, in Ireland, the dial tone for emergency services, it is 999, turn 999 upside down, and that is 666. And so basically, what it is even politics. We are ruled by people that we're supposedly supposed to vote for and get put in as leaders, which we all know doesn't happen, because we can see now that it's becoming more and more blatantly obvious that anyone you vote in just goes and does the same thing, and that's because they're all put in place. They're not voted in. There's no voting. They could never allow that in this time of deception, because they couldn't let people could not be allowed to create heroes, create great leaders, because it would be an organic upsurge and growth of people who want certain agendas that would not suit the satanic agendas that are being pushed on us right now, like mass immigration upon the Irish, which I still believe is under God's remit. But to get down to what I want to talk about, so understanding that we are made perfectly in God's image, okay? We're made in the image of God, and so we're perfect when we're born. If we're not, well, then there's something could have happened to our mothers. So I believe it's about toxicity, all right? I believe that this is what I clearly came to understand recently, was that there is no illness. There are no disorders. There is no illness. There is no sickness, okay? All any of that is when our bodies are out of balance. And I know that's a very simple and obvious thing to say, but like, ask yourself this question. This is the linchpin. Why have they not found any cures for cancer, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's disease, diabetes, and all this kind of thing? Now we know. Just take diabetes, for example. It's kind of like a good example on a more manageable scale. Diabetes is when your own body can't balance its own sugar levels, and that's when an insulin resistance has built up over time based on taking in too much sugar. Now, your body is not supposed to take in that amount of sugar. It's taking in that amount of sugar because that amount of sugary substances exist within the poisonous foodstuffs that is being sold to us and presented to us in things called supermarkets and shops, which all is under the remit of Satan's little season, which is the food that we're given in his time. So, but that's not all. It's not just sugar. It's also everything. So water will have contaminants like fluoride, heavy metals, plastics, other kind of heavy in lime, even. Our bodies, why is it our bodies would take in so much lime? Just lime. That's excluding the heavy metals like fluoride and other things. So the big question is to ask yourself, why have we not found cures for any of these diseases or disorders yet? And the answer is so simple. It's because they don't exist. And you can't cure something that doesn't exist. So the way they keep saying to you in modern medicine, have we found a cure for cancer yet? Have we found a cure for multiple sclerosis yet? No, we haven't, and we never will. because there is no multiple sclerosis, there is no cancer, there is no diabetes, you know. There are imbalances in the body. It's when the body has reached such a level of toxicity where it's been irreparably altered. I believe MS, and I believe maybe some cancers, possibly now, yeah, cancers, have come about when we say the body needs minerals to survive. And if the minerals aren't present, if there's heavy metals put in its place, the body will attach the molecules to those minerals or to the heavy metals instead, and try to interact with the heavy metals as it would with the minerals. So if you drink water that has heavy metal in it, or you take a contrast agent which is gadolinium in it, I think that's the term for it, gadolinium. If you take anything that has, there's trace elements of mercury, there's aluminium, like too much of these things in your body then starts to try to absorb and work with those when it should be doing it with minerals. So what I'm saying is there is too much exposure to these elements that our bodies become interactive and overly toxified by them. And basically your body is trying to deal with so much toxicity through pesticides in food, through what else? If you want to talk about chemtrails and the spraying of heavy metals in the sky, possibly. If you want to talk about, we say, chickens and cows and cattle are injected with hormones. They're injected with steroids. They're injected with vaccines, 6, 7, 8 vaccines to a chicken. I think you can look that up. I may be wrong, but I think it's quite high. Same with animals, same with bullocks and cows and stuff like that. That your milk, your meat has these things in it, and you're eating them, and your body then takes those in, and then has to try and deal with a buildup of those substances. So heavy metals, pesticides, hormones, like it goes on and on and on. And so when your body is trying to deal with this overload of toxicity, it becomes very ill, and it can irreparably damage and alter how the brain, the spine, the body works. So what I'm trying to say to you is that you're born perfectly. You're made perfectly in the image of God. It's just that Satan hates you. And in his system, in this time of his system, he corrupts, deforms, and destroys and kills that which was made perfectly and beautiful. That which is beautiful in the sight of God, his own creation. So, to put it into its distilled and succinct format, again, I'll say, you can't cure what doesn't exist. They will never find a cure for these illnesses or disorders because they don't exist. That's the simple way of putting it. You can't cure what doesn't exist.